In this video, we're going to address a very common problem that occurs in almost every household, which is slow or plugged drains in sinks and bathtubs. This is a huge source of frustration for many homeowners, and we spend lots of money buying very toxic chemicals to try and solve this problem, when we can solve it and get these drains free flowing with two simple tools that we have in almost every house. A roll of duct tape. You never thought you were going to use duct tape to clear a drain? We're going to show you how today. And a plunger. So if you're a little bit squeamish about putting a dirty plunger into your sink, you can get a shiny new one like this one. But if you've got an old one around the house that's already been used, of course that will work perfectly well. So let's go take a look at this bad boy, see what's going on with it. The first thing we're going to need to do is to clear out a work area here. So I'm going to get everything off of the sink because we're going to be making some mess here as we get it clean. After we get it cleaned out, we're going to make a mess. So I'm going to take some cleaning solution first of all, and I'm going to find the overflow. The overflow is located in different places, in different sinks. In this one, it's this small hole here. And we need to clean the area around the overflow very well, because the overflow is connected with the drain. So the normal function of the overflow is that if a kid accidentally leaves the drain plug in the drain, then it won't overflow the sink and flood the bathroom. It just goes down the overflow hole. But the overflow hole is also a source where air can get into the system. And in order for our plunger to work properly, we need to have this hole sealed up. That's where the duct tape comes in. So I'm going to tear off a piece about 2 or 3 inches long of duct tape. And I've left a little flap folded at the end for our convenience in removing it later. And then we're going to put that over the area of the sink that we've just cleaned and smooth that on real tight so we get a good seal there. And then we're going to put the plug in the sink and fill up the sink with hot tap water. And in addition to filling up the sink with hot tap water, we've got a quantity of hot water standing by in this waste basket that we're going to use at the end to, once we get the dirt dislodged, we're going to use all this water to flush the junk out of the drain, flush the junk that's been clogging the drain out. We want to have the sink nice and full so that we've got plenty of time to work with the plunging action. When we put the plunger around the drain hole and push down, we're pushing on the plug, but the way that the plunger really works is on the upstroke. When you pull the plunger handle up, then it forms a suction, and that really releases all of the gunk that's crammed in to the pipe, because the material has been going through in a downward force fashion and getting very comfortable and settled. By having the force of the water coming up, we can dislodge that junk and break it free so that the drain will be running clear. So we're just about full. And one of the things that we would I've done slightly differently than we're going to do today is, if possible, we would like to remove the plug from the sink. In this particular sink, the plug does not remove. So we're just going to work around the plug while it's in there. In many sinks, you can just, after you press the plunger and lift up the plug, then you can reach in with your hand and pull the whole assembly out. This one seems to be very firmly attached, so we're just going to work around it. Okay, so now I've got my sink full of slightly soapy water from from before, and then I'm going to open the drain and then start plunging. So I'm going to get my plunger primed with water inside.
So now the plunger is full of just water. And you might want to keep a couple of terry cloth towels or other things around in case things get messy and you end up sloshing water on the floor. I've got a big terry cloth towel here. So I'm going to open the drain and start plunging. And as I start plunging, look how filthy that water is. All the junk that's coming up that was plugged in that drain is getting dislodged and pulled up into the sink. And I'm going to keep plunging until I don't have any water left, and then and you can see why we wanted to remove everything from around the sink. So make sure your cosmetics and the other things don't get covered in junky water from the drain. Oh, there's a big chunk just came out. Look at all that stuff that was plugging up that drain. The disadvantage of having the plug still attached is it's not going to be able to drain as fast and flush this stuff away. Now that it's loosened, some of it probably is going to get settled into that trap again, but actually what I'm going to do is we're going to let this go, and then we're going to take a paper towel and get some of that junk out of there, since it's getting plugged in the drain hole there. We'll have to, it's actually impeding the flow of the water to get out. And I'm pretty brave, but I don't want to stick my hand in there. Okay, I guess I'm braver than I said I was. Look at that wad of hair. Now the drain is flowing freely. And I'm going to flush it out with a large quantity of fresh water. And we're going to plunge it again. If there weren't that plug obstructing things, then the yucky stuff would be able to go down much more quickly. You can see it's flowing a lot faster now, even with the drain on, with the tap on full, it's still going down. So now we have a quick, free-flowing drain using a plunger and duct tape. So now we're going to use the same trick to free up the slow running drain in the bathtub. And it's the same basic technique. First thing we're going to have to do is find the overflow. And the overflow in bathtubs is a little trickier to find. Almost every bathtub has one. This bathtub has got the overflow in the bottom of the mechanism from the drain. Here I'm putting my finger in one side, there's a part of the overflow, and over here is the other part. So we're going to have to cover up both of those holes with our duct tape. And our tub is already clean enough to stick to the tape. I'm going to use 2 pieces of tape since I got 2 overflow holes there, and they're on different sides. I'm going to put one over here. I'm going to tuck it in real good, stick it down real tight, and then I'm going to take another piece, put it on the other side. There we go. Now we got that all airtight over there. Now we need to fill the tub. Oops. Fill the tub. Don't pull up the shower yet unless you want to get wet. You have to put the lever down for the plug. And I'm filling the tub with hot water. the hot water will be a little bit better at carrying away and dissolving the soap scum and stuff. So this is going to take a minute for it to fill up. Okay, so now that our tub is almost filled up to the overflow with hot tap water, we can release the plug and then we can start plunging. I'm going to leave the hot water running so that there's more water to flush the dirt down once we loosen it. So I'm raising the drain plug with the lever. Put my plunger on top of the drain. And you can see the junk that's being pulled up out of the drain there. That loosened up a lot of the dirt down there. Now that I know that my hand won't get hurt, oh my goodness, there's an enormous glob of hair that got pulled up. Whew. Someone in the household has hair down to their waist, and that's what gets caught in the drain. Another plunk of hair. Oh boy, the hair was really solid in there. Hoo-wee. Another big clump of hair coming up. Now we can hear it going down, eh? That's the sound we like to hear. Free-flowing drain. And now that that hair is out of there, I'm going to try plunging again. There we go. That's that magic sound we like to hear. So, after you're done plunging, then there's a bit of cleanup to do, because the tub and the sink are now pretty dirty with some of the stuff that we pulled up out of the drain. If you are able to actually remove the plug, you will probably have a much easier time of it than I did today. In my former house that I owned, I was able to use this technique much more easily, because you could take out the plug, and then once you start plunging and get this stuff loose, then the water can drain down very quickly and carry away the contaminants. So this is just going to take another minute or two to finish draining. You can hear it draining quickly, and it's going down pretty quick. I think that if I turned on the faucet, that it would be draining faster than it would come out of the faucet, but we got a lot of water to drain out here. Focusing on the drain there, see all that junk getting swept in, or can you already? Nice whirlpool action there. Sucking that water down the drain. And it's actually going down quick enough that a lot of the junk is getting carried back in there. The stuff that doesn't get carried in, I'm going to wipe out the tub with this rag. Prevent some of it from going back in anyway. And then we can turn on the water. Put a bucket of water in there to rinse it down. There we go. Now our drain is performing the way it should. Remove the duct tape, wash out the tub, and we're all done.